Hi, I'm Stunning Stella Cheeks.
And I'm the Enigma Erin Klein.
And this is
Not Your Demographic,
a feminist wrestling podcast.
Shockingly, those exist.
Man, now my neck hurts.
Hi, everybody. I just scared the crap out of Stella.
Well, Erin went and saw Get Out.
It was so good.
And I want to see it, but I'm also, really, really bad at horror films. If any of you guys watched Gotham, the dollmaker stuff freaked me out. And even though, in premise, in comics, dollmaker is fucking terrifying, but even the cheesy special effects on a TV show freaked me out. I watched 5 minutes of American Horror Story Coven and still have nightmares from the first opening.
Oh yeah.
I cannot do horror films. Okay. People upstairs are getting ready for a dinner party and they are making a lot of noise, so just forewarning.
Yeah, deal with it, I guess.
But I wanted to know what happened, so Erin told me what happened, and even just her telling it to me, I'm not really uncomfortable.
Yeah, oh man. Yeah. I will say that you should go see Get Out if you can handle a horror movie, very good horror movie.
A very good horror movie that's very scary.
Yeah, it is so good. I said several times, I think it might be a perfect movie. Beginning to end, there was not one thing I had a problem with. It was just so good. Oh, it was so good. And I told Stella too, some of it is so on the nose that you're like, am I imagining this? Am I thinking this because I'm supposed to think this? Or are these people really this creepy? Oh, it's just so, I'm definitely gonna see it again. I liked it so much, I'm 100% gonna see it again. Oh, it was so good.
I would still probably see Get Out over La La Land.
Man, I saw La La Land, and I did enjoy it. I thought it was very good, but it definitely wasn't Best Picture worthy, and it definitely didn't deserve all of the
it didn't win.
I know. I also watched the Oscars this weekend.
I watched that too, and I was like, Nick went to bed. He was like, I want to see who won Best Picture, but I'm going to go to bed. And then it's like when I went to bed for the World Series.
Yes.
It's last inning, I'm tired, I'm going to go to bed.
Yep. I loved that. It was the most exciting Oscars I've ever watched, I think. And I watch it every year. We both watch the Oscars every year. I love the Oscars. I love Oscar culture. I think it's really fascinating.
I used to. I don't anymore. I only watch this because Nick wanted to.
Oh, I love it. Because the Oscars are so self-congratulatory, and the Oscars aren't really I cannot think of the word that I'm looking for, but they're not really a dialogue about the best movies of the year. What they're really a dialogue about is how the Academy wants to present itself and how the Academy views itself as a historical thing. And so I find that very interesting. And so that was part of it for me, was okay, they're either going to pick La La Land because it's the most Academy fucking thing they could possibly do, jerking themselves off about how great LA is and how great the movie industry is, or they'll pick Moonlight because they want to present as a very inclusive, diverse group.
Especially after last year. And so when they originally announced La La Land, I was furious. So I was I will never watch the Oscars again. I was so angry. Fuck the Oscars. Fuck this bullshit. Fuck this white people jerking off all over themselves nonsense. And then just 2.5 minutes of anger, and then so vindicated. That's what you get when you thank your beautiful blue-eyed wife.
Oh my god, I know! I couldn't even believe it.
When he said that line, before all the stuff, I was like, really, dude?
Fuck yourself! How could you dare say that?
Oh, I can't wait for diversity, thanks to my beautiful blue-eyed wife.
I know, I loved that too. I love that they were what we need in Hollywood is diversity and inclusion. And it's dude, you are a fucking milk white man standing in front of a milk white cast and John Legend. How fucking dare you? What? It starts with you, motherfucker. And then I love that after that, and after everything, just beautiful blue-eyed wife, they had to give their Oscars to the blackest, gayest fucking cast
Did you see
ever.
Moonlight?
Yes.
So we watched Moonlight on Friday.
I saw it months ago, just on a lark. I was like, this looks amazing. This is right up my alley. I'm going to see it.
Or maybe my mom was in town for my birthday this weekend, and we rented Moonlight one night, and then
the day of the Oscars, we went and saw Hidden Figures.
Oh, Hidden Figures was so good. It was so good.
What I liked about Hidden Figures is that it was obviously a very serious like story, but it was still like a fun movie.
Yeah, absolutely. It was totally fun.
And how was that not nominated for best costumes?
I don't know. It was so well done.
The costumes were so good.
I'm surprised it wasn't nominated for like best set decoration too. It was so well done.
Anyways, I guess I didn't realize, like, I knew kind of what Moonlight was about, but I didn't realize
it was going to crush your soul.
The structure, and I honestly didn't realize that Mahershala Ali was barely in it.
Oh yeah, absolutely. He's only in the first third of the movie.
I don't know how some of the actors that played the main character were not nominated.
Oh, I agree. I completely agree. I think it's because Naomi Harris and Mahershala Ali did such a great job, and that it, like...
I mean, I think Naomi Harris deserved to be nominated.
Definitely. Oh, 100%. Did you know that they only shot her scenes?
3 days.
3 days! How? That blew my mind. Like, seeing her go from the first
Are they
half
jerking off a rhino upstairs? What is happening?
They're moving their whole apartment around. But, like, the comparison of her in the first third and the last third, like...
Yeah.
Holy shit. Like, she did such a great job. And also, her American accent is... flawless.
Yeah.
I never would have known that she was British.
It's hard for me to not think of her as the Pirates of the Caribbean lady.
What?
She's the witch in the third movie. Are you serious?
What? I didn't know that.
How do you not just know that from her face?
I don't know. I guess I, like, didn't even think about it.
I'm
never
almost positive.
I bet you're right. Thinking about it right now, I'm almost positive that you're right.
Yeah.
I did not realize that was the same person. Wow.
Yeah.
Damn. I mean, can you blame me? Which from the third Pirates of the Caribbean? Moonlight. Like,
that's true. Yeah. Pirates of the Caribbean, The Dead Man's Chest.
Oh, that's the second one.
Okay, whatever.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about, though. Yeah, she plays the one David Jones is in love with.
Sure. Whatever.
Oh, my God. Oh, yeah, it was so good. It's just like a devastating movie. It's so good.
The main actors, all three of them
were great.
Amazing.
All the guys who played Chiron, right?
Yeah.
That was his name. It was just so fucking good.
Janelle Monáe did a great job in both those movies, too.
I know, right? I love how Janelle Monáe was like, I'm an amazing bomb-ass lady who does music and dresses all fly as fuck, and I'm just gonna exist for a year. And oh, P.S., this year I'm gonna do 2 movies, and they're both gonna be nominated for Best Picture because I'm a badass, and that's all I do.
The leading women in Hidden Figures looked amazing at the Oscars.
Oh my God, they looked like... God. I love how they all rolled out like, yeah, we're the bomb-ass bitches. We look great. We are great. Our movie's great. Fuck yes. It was so good.
Somebody tweeted like Hocus Pocus remake, and I was like,
I saw that.
I was like, as somebody who has a Bette Midler tattoo who like worships that movie specifically, here for it.
Yeah, absolutely. I think all 3 of them would be
100%.
perfect for that. Oh my God, Hidden Figures was so good, and Kevin Costner was great in that too. Like, what's up, one good white dude in this movie? Like, I thought that he did a great job too of being really good, but not drawing the focus and making it about him.
And also not being like, I'm the white savior.
Right, exactly. Like
he was literally like, I'm literally focused on this one problem, and if like your bigotry is getting in my way, then I'm gonna
right,
like,
exactly.
Get rid of it.
I love it. This isn't like, I mean, this is a real story, and I don't even know if this is a real thing that happened. But at one point, he takes down the colored bathroom sign. I won't say why, in case you haven't seen it. Like, go see it. It's great. But that moment is so good because that's exactly what it is. It's like, yeah, I'm doing this really important, big thing. I'm literally only doing it because it takes you 50 minutes to go to the bathroom every day, and like, just get your ass back to the office. That's all I want.
I need to go to space.
Right, like, fuck this discrimination against this one woman who can do this thing that I need. Like, fuck this sign. Like, I loved that. I thought it was great. I, of course, cried at that moment when he takes the sign down. Like, oh, it was so good.
I think one of the most powerful parts of that movie is when Dorothy, when she was like washing her hands next to Kristen
Dunst. Yes.
I
almost said wig and was like, that is not who that is.
I almost said Stu. And she was like washing her hands, and Kristen Dunst's character was like, I have nothing against you. And and Dorothy's character said, I know that you believe that.
Yes.
And I was like,
she was also great in that.
She's so good.
It was so weird to see her done up like that too.
Yeah.
Like, she looks old as fuck in that movie. I didn't realize it was her at first because her makeup was so good. Like, and I actually do really like her. I think that she's in a lot of really good movies, and I thought it was good to see her in a movie like this too.
Yeah. I don't know, both those movies were really, really good.
Yes, I totally agree. If Hidden Figures had somehow popped out of nowhere and won Best Picture, I would have been totally fine with it because it was so good.
I feel like we could talk about all the problems with the Oscars for a while. We should talk about wrestling. That's what we're here to talk about.
That's true.
What wrestling shirt are you wearing?
I'm wearing my Randy Orton out of nowhere shirt, which I don't think I've ever even worn on this show in like the last year and a half. It's the stick figure
figures.
family.
You've worn on it at least once, because I know you've had to describe it.
Oh yeah, that's probably true. It's a tank top now because it was supposed to be a women's cut and it came in the weirdest cut I've ever seen.
They're better now since, honestly, the Divas Revolution or
Yes.
whatever, and they like realized that like a lot of women are mouthy on the internet.
Yeah.
Their women's sizes have gotten a lot better.
Yeah, I totally agree because this is like one of the first shirts I ever bought, like one of the first 4, and at the time that they sold these shirts, there was no women's cut. They said it was a women's cut, but it was literally just a smaller sized men's shirt.
Yeah.
And like, bullshit. This is dumb. What are
I'm
you
wearing my New Days Rocks neon like unicorn. What's it, a Raglan shirt?
Yeah, Raglan shirt.
It's
like a baseball
super
tee.
comfy.
Yeah, it looks really good.
It was expensive, but I got it on sale.
Hell yeah.
Is there any news? I can think of 2-3 things.
I can think of several things.
Tom Phillips wants to Facebook people. I know it's like kind of problematic because like, oh, he shouldn't be cheating and he shouldn't be like whatever with like sliding into people's DMs and telling them that he wants to face fuck them, but like,
Did he actually fuck anybody? I don't know that he did.
also like whatever, I don't care. I have no energy to like care about Tom Phillips other than laugh at it.
Yeah, I also like the only thing about that really bothered me is that everyone immediately blamed this woman. Like, one, she should have known.
Oh, I didn't see that.
Yeah, like people should she should have known that he had a secret fiance. Like, did anyone know that he was engaged? Would anyone have been like, yeah, someone wants to marry Tom Phillips? I don't think anyone would have thought that. So I don't understand the like back. I mean, I do. It's because people hate women and men can't take responsibility for their actions. Blah 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 blah. But like, I felt bad for her that she immediately got attacked because of it. And people were like, look at her, she's ugly. Like, fuck off. This dude did
Still
this.
wanted to face fuck her.
Right,
so.
exactly. He had a massive erection in his airplane chair and wanted to face fuck her for hours. Like, okay, buddy.
And he sent her
so
the
that happened.
dumbest photo.
Yeah, right? Dumb. Really bad. It was a really bad photo.
Beth Phoenix is going into the Hall of Fame.
Yes. We talked about this like months ago.
Well, because it was like a rumor.
Yeah,
But now
and-
it's official.
Yeah, now they've made it official. Jack Swagger asked for his release. I thought Jack Swagger was already released.
Boo,
so
bitch,
I was
bye.
very surprised by that.
I'd be happy because every time he comes on, I get conflicted because he has this really racist gimmick and he's like not a very good wrestler, but he also has a teddy bear face.
Right?
And I feel bad for him.
Let him fly his wings and go somewhere else.
Yeah.
Like, I would love to see him anywhere else and see him be better. Like, I think that you're right. I think that this gross racist gimmick really holds him back in a lot of ways. Like, it's not his fault he has this shitty ass gimmick.
Well, it's probably some of his fault.
Yeah, I think it depends.
I
He's
don't
been
want to
there-
like give him a free pass for having a shitty gimmick.
I think part of it is that he has been there so long that like he didn't really come into the company in a time where like, I'm gonna pitch a gimmick and I can have this gimmick. It was more like, hi, I'm Vince McMahon, here's what I want, you're gonna do it. And so I'm a little more willing to be like, maybe he didn't come up with this shit ass racist gimmick, but at the same time, like, if he did, fuck him, goodbye. I don't really care because I don't really give a shit about his character because it's gross and racist.
Next America.
Let's talk about all of the people who left TNA since the last time that we did this podcast. Today we found out Jade is gone. Mike and Maria are both gone. We found out yesterday that both of the Hardys are gone. Drew Galloway officially, I told you he was gone. He must have told us at AAW far before he was supposed to, because I've known about that for 2 months now.
Well, he popped up for a while.
Well, I think part of it is that he did that series of tapings and they just stretched his part out for a really long time while they were doing these contract negotiations. But, like, fucking everybody's gone. Is Rebby gone? I don't understand. She did this, like, shoot interview.
If the Hardys are gone, Rebby's gone. She's not doing anything except for with the Hardys.
Unless she has a contract that expands past theirs and they don't want to let her out of her contract, which I don't know.
But she doesn't do anything except for with the Hardys.
Right, exactly. She used to wrestle, so I wonder if they're like...
She's also pregnant right now.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Then she probably is gone. That's true. That's a good point. Who else is gone? Anybody else?
The people that I like who are still there. EC3 is still there as of now.
For now, yep.
Eli Drake is still there as of now.
Yep.
Rockstar Spud. I like Rockstar Spud. Leave me alone.
Someone tweeted at me today that he looks like he is in the best place to win his championship in all of his life. And I was like, you are right, my friend. And I said, absolutely right.
And Rosemary is still there.
Oh, okay. That's right.
So as of right now, I have 4 reasons to continue to watch.
That's not good. That's not a good sign.
I feel really betrayed.
I know.
As somebody who has like really stuck with it and really like I've gotten people to watch this show.
I know.
I feel personally attacked.
I know. It's really sad. It sucks. Like, and also, like, I said this on Twitter the other day. I feel like the most TNA thing in the entire world is that they didn't lock down Matt Hardy. The guy who has, like, single-handedly kept your company relevant in the last year. You don't lock him down? Like, why?
So, I mean, this gives Maria a good chance to, like, leave. Oh, and Allie. I like watching Allie. So,
yeah.
I have 5.5 reasons to say because I kind of like Bobby Lashley, too.
Yeah, true. He's gonna be gone. Like, I'm surprised he is not gone already.
He's got the belt. He's fighting Josh Barnett.
Oh. That's fine, I guess.
This week, tomorrow he's fighting Josh Barnett.
Okay. And I'm interested to see if they sign people to replace these people.
Trevor Lee is there, but I don't really like him on that show.
Yeah, I would rather see him
anywhere else.
Literally anywhere else, yeah.
I don't know, man.
Oh, I told you I was going to that Pro Wrestling Blitz show in Joliet. Awesome. I thought it was going to be like a rinky-dink kind of lame promotion. It wasn't. It was fucking baller.
That's cool.
Their first 3 matches, the first match was Irie versus Leo Rush, which was baller.
Isn't Leo Rush the best?
He was great. They beat the shit out of each other.
He's so tiny.
It was so
fast.
Good. And then they did a fucking 6-way tag team ladder match with the contract like hung up from the ceiling. And at first we were like, oh my god, they're all gonna die. This is gonna be a fucking like indie disaster. It wasn't. It was great. I've never seen an independent ladder match before, and they did a phenomenal job.
That's good.
And the third match, the second half of the show was really good, but the first half was the most exciting. The end of the third match, one of the characters was like the white ninja, and the whole thing was that it was dumb that he was white and a ninja. Like, it was like a wink and a nod thing. Though at the end of the match, he took out his fucking nunchucks, lit them on fire, and then beat the other dude with them, and that's how he won. And it was insane. It was the most bananas thing I've ever seen. And I was there with 3 other people, and we were like, we feel like asshole city slickers that we were like, this is gonna be lame and dumb, and then it turned out to be amazing. Also, like, easily a third of the audience was children who were leading all of the chants. They just kept chanting, you suck, at everybody, and they had double-sided signs that were really adorable that talked about how bad everyone sucked, and it was so cute. I would totally go back there. I absolutely would go back there.
That's funny. Well, I don't know. Should I even talk about TNA?
Let's just get it out of the way.
I just don't want to.
We don't have
I
to.
feel so sad.
Are there people... Let's not talk about anyone who's not there anymore.
No, you have
that's everything.
to.
It's like the whole show.
Well, it opens with Matt and Jeff Hardy, and Matt says he's talking. Matt is talking to George Washington, which is his giraffe.
Oh, yes, that's right. It's giraffe.
He's asking for George Washington's advice. So then Matt gives his powers to Jeff, then teleports to Egypt, communes with his original soul, which was the whatever pharaoh was known as the gold pharaoh.
Okay.
And then he was like, oh, I've come back now. The dilapidated boat is the Golden Ark, and that's where they put all the titles that they win in, which is smart because then they don't have to hold them. They can be like, we put them in the Ark, they count. Yeah. Mm-hmm. You can have your titles back Mid-Atlantic South.
We won these, that's all that matters.
We won them, it's all that matters, we won them. So it's the Golden Ark, and then they teleport to Mid-Atlantic South. And then they like rile everybody up because I guess these 2 guys who had the tag titles had them for 12 years.
Oh wow!
And they won the titles off of them, obviously.
Damn.
But the audience, like, they were bad guys, so the audience is like, yes, take them from them, and like
cool.
They got the like locker room to be like, yeah, let's take them from them.
Cool.
It was fun.
That is fun. I wonder too, now that the Hardys are gone, are they gonna fight the Young Bucks on Ring of Honor? They can. Like, there's nothing...
Well, they've been doing promos with the Young Bucks.
Well, that's what I mean, is there's been all this, like, blue ball back and forth shit for literally months now, because Ring of Honor doesn't want to
I think they're going to probably do it in New Japan.
Really? You think so?
Yeah. At like a big thing.
I guess I can see that. Although New Japan wants to part with Ring of Honor.
But they're still doing stuff. They did Honor Rising.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, they have a contract with them. They have to continue to partner with them at least till that's done.
Yeah.
So that'll be interesting to see how that happens. I don't know. I'm really interested to see what happens with the Hardys. I fucking really don't want them to go to WWE if it means they can no longer do the obsolete gimmick and the broken gimmick. Like,
Honestly, I don't think Jeff and Matt would agree to it. Jeff and Matt have a lot of money.
That's true.
They are getting booked like nuts on the independents. Not just because
True.
they're like, you know, oh, they're legends.
Yeah.
They're getting booked because they're really hot.
Yeah, exactly.
They could honestly make their own fucking video shorts and break the internet.
Yeah.
They can do ROH. They can do New Japan. I don't think that they would sign an exclusive contract.
Yeah. I mean...
Unless it was for like, we'll be exclusive for 6 months.
Or like, we'll be exclusive up through Royal Rumble or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, I could see that too. I mean... I think it honestly depends on whether or not TNA got it together to register the trademark for the broken gimmick. And if they did,
I don't
then
think
they
they
can't
did.
take it with them.
I don't think they did because I don't think Matt and Jeff, having gone through all the stuff that they've gone through, parting ways
True.
with like WWE and other stuff, would be so stupid as to sign away their money-making gimmick.
Yeah. I mean, I think it kind of depends on what their contracts are, though. Like, if this was created by Billy when he was in charge, they don't really have a say over that, because that wouldn't be them signing away their rights. TNA would already own it and would just assign them this gimmick, and then they would own the trademark. So, like, who knows?
Who knows?
Who the fuck knows? I hope that they can keep it, though. I
think that they will.
I think it would be smart.
Other than the Hardy stuff, the show opens with Cody coming back with Brandy escorting her to the ring, and he's like thanking Moose, kind of, but in the like American Nightmare way, where you're like, oh, he's about to turn, and Brandy's like, oh, this is so great, Brandy. Moose comes out, and then he's like, thank you so much, and then Moose says, you know, like I told Brandy, you guys have my number if you ever need anything, whatever. And then Cody just goes, you have his number?
Ooh.
And it's just like this dark turn, but like in a scary Cody way.
Ooh.
And then she was like, you're joking, right? Because my husband wouldn't be like this. You're joking. He's just a friend. You're joking. And he was like, haha, I'm joking. I'm joking. And then he just kicks Moose in the dick. And they called him a perfidious slut. And then he like grabbed Brandy and like dragged her out of the ring. And then like she was like, well, he grabbed her, but then she like went along with him. But then at backstage, there was like a camera, and he was like, get the camera out of my face. Get it out of my wife's face. So it's like kind of weird because
that is a little weird.
But like it's also like it's Cody's like bad guy
right.
character.
He's the bad guy. Like you are supposed to hate him.
Yeah.
So that's at least he's
Just
not a baby face doing this.
Classic.
WWE.
Yeah, right. It's just a classic like get your hands off my wife.
Yeah.
Tyrus and Eli have a package where they're like, it's just going over like, oh, we were friends, and then, you know, he's so stupid for making us go up against the DCC, blah, blah, blah. And then they have a match where, like, obviously Eli's going to get his ass kicked. And Eli said, no, I'll pay you. And Tyrus is like, no. And then Tyrus is, like, choking him, and Eli just goes, race. And so Tyrus, like, is like, oh, you think you can just buy me? You think we're just going to shake hands? And then they, like, look at each other and goes, I'm not going to shake your hand, but I'll give you a hug. And then, like, Eli Drake, like, jumps on him like a little kid. And they're, like, happy friends again because, like, he gave him a raise. It was pretty funny. It was actually pretty funny. The whole show is, like, backstage segments and, like, little packages of, like, Laurel getting ready for her wedding.
Oh, yes.
And Braxton getting ready for his. The Miracle is just drunk the whole time. And he's like, look, marriage is great. Share things, even though she'll probably never share with you. Like all these stuff. And he is like, and when in doubt, just drink. He's just like super drunk. He's like half shirtless at the wedding. It's really funny.
Awesome.
So that's happening throughout the whole show. The Pope said this weird line. He was like, oh, the Anthem Owl talks to Pope. Like, he's getting, like, they're trying to set the, like, I think they're trying to set the, like, groundwork for, like, all these people are going to leave.
Yeah,
Which is weird. Jade had a promo where she called out Rosemary. They're having a last man standing match tomorrow. I don't DCC and Jesse got her, so who cares?
Who cares?
Josh Barnett fought some dude from Germany and won.
Okay.
Trevor Lee fought DJZ and then won, and then was gonna like take DJZ out with a chair. And then Andrew Everett came and was like, "No, we're not. I'm a good guy now." Whatever. And then the Braxton and Laurel wedding. It goes like how you think a wrestling wedding goes.
As they all do.
She's so happy. Her vows are like, it is important in a marriage that one person has a lot of money. It was like, she did it. I don't really like Laurel, but she did a pretty good job. So it was Braxton and then Miracle just drunk with like his shirt off, and then Aaron Rex and Rockstar Spud because they just love weddings.
I didn't realize that was Aaron Rex who was in that photo.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so that's like his bridal party, and then it's Laurel and Maria and Sienna, and then Allie was like the ring bearer.
Oh.
But then of course he's like, "No, I can't do this. I love Allie." And then Maria's like, "But I told you if you don't marry Laurel, I'm gonna fire Allie and I'm gonna ruin her life." And then everyone just fought.
Didn't Allie quit?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, Maria goes, "You're fired." And she goes, "You can't fire me. I quit."
Perfect. Good.
I mean, it went how you expected it to go, but the backstage, like, getting ready segments were pretty funny, and everyone, like, really committed to the character, so it, like, worked. Like,
cool.
You know how weddings go in wrestling, but it worked.
Yep.
So
Awesome.
there was that.
I like it. Did anyone get hit with cake?
There was no cake on stage.
That's disappointing, but I will accept it, I guess.
There was no cake.
All right. I'll just have to live with the image of Lana being covered in red cake screaming at the top of her lungs. I think that will last me.
That's a good walking around backstage going, "I hate him."
I forgot about that. It's like ripping curtains.
He literally ruined my life.
The best Lana segment of all time.
Of all time. Of all time. We talked about ROH a little bit. Did you watch it?
No, I didn't watch it.
Neither of us watched Honor Rising.
No, I did not. I did not have time at all to watch that.
But on ROH was pretty good. The things that you need to know is Bull James had a match with Silas. It was kind of messy, but it was fun to see Bull. Silas won. Colt had a handicap match against the boys. With Dalton Castle on commentary. It was a really fun match. It was funny. It was just silly, but there were some good spots, because, like, all four of those characters are just silly, but they're also good wrestlers. Like, the boys are pretty decent wrestlers, like, you know. Mm-hmm. So it was really fun. It's, like, worth watching, I think.
I do love Colt Cabana, so.
And Dalton Castle.
And Dalton Castle.
And the boys.
And the boys.
Come on.
I like all of these things.
I like all of these things. I should watch it. The main event was Jay Briscoe versus Christopher Daniels.
Okay.
It's the end of the Decade of Excellence. Christopher Daniels won. I expect this match to be much better than it was. It wasn't bad, but, like, for both of those guys, it was just, like, really basic.
Oh, okay.
But Christopher Daniels got the, like, you know, he won the thing, so he is now number one contender, because I think in Honor Rising, Adam Cole fought Bobby Fish.
Yes, I think.
Who cares? I don't care.
I don't know.
He did not fight Christopher Daniels.
Yeah.
Which is, so, Christopher Daniels. I hope Christopher Daniels gets the belt. He deserves it.
Oh, this is, like, tangentially related. I found out where that bump on Adam Cole's forehead came from.
Where?
Dalton Castle. They had a feud, and Dalton Castle whacked him in the forehead and made that bump, and it never went away.
What?
Yeah. So I don't know what the fuck it is.
That can't be good.
Yeah. He, like, fucked up his cells in some way.
Ew.
Growth.
Ew.
Yeah.
Did you watch NXT?
Yes, I did watch NXT.
Yeah, I thought it was a pretty good episode, mostly because I love Billy and Peyton.
Oh my god. I want them to jump everywhere. Hop. I want them to hop everywhere
I want that
together.
shirt.
The iconic one?
Yeah.
I love it. It looks like it's designed for the two of them, so I'm really hoping that means that we're going to get that in shot. Because I will add that to my list.
Are them.
Yeah.
But I don't understand why the silhouette Peyton is not her sniffing a flower, but... You know, whatever. So it opens with the number one contenders match with the girls. So it's Ember Moon versus Peyton Royce with Billy on the side and Liv Morgan. I thought it started kind of slow and clunky, but I thought it really worked up to a good point. I like how they kept Ember out, so it, like, made sense that she wasn't... didn't like it?
In the end, I did like that, but she was out for so much of it with so few...
That's true.
It felt like
the beginning was just her and Liv, though.
True, but I felt like by the time that they took her out, it didn't feel appropriate for the amount of time that she was
That's
out.
fair.
And so in the end, I was like, why didn't they just fucking book a Peyton versus Liv match? Like, why did we have to throw Ember into this if we're not going to use her? But then in the end, it felt more integrated. It felt like I felt like that match suffered from what main roster men's triple threat matches suffer from a lot, where like someone takes a Roman nap and it's like, why the fuck is this a 3-way match? Why this seems so
Instead
unnecessary.
of being like exciting where everybody's
Right, exactly.
doing everything.
It felt like there were very few times where all 3 of them were actively involved in the match, and that just felt like lazy to me.
I did think that Liv looked really strong though. Like
this
Liv
is the most I've ever liked her.
Liv is getting like pretty good. She's
Yeah.
I think her moveset is distinguishing her from Carmella more.
Yes,
because
agree.
at the beginning they had such similar looks and moves.
Yeah. Like, what's the point in both of these people existing?
Right.
Like, I guess you could put Liv Morgan on Raw, but then at the same time, like, what the fuck is the point of that? Like, that just feels really
Well, you
weird.
know, like I feel like it's gonna be a while before she moves up.
Oh,
so that's
easily.
fine.
Yeah, it's gonna be a couple years, which is good. Like, Billy and Peyton are definitely gonna be up far before she is, and like that I think will also open up that space in NXT for her to like really
But
start
I
to
mean, they
improve.
can't move women up for a while. Like,
Oh yeah.
they don't need them on SmackDown.
Yes, they do.
I don't think they need them on SmackDown. They need them on Raw.
Yeah, they need them on Raw more than they need them on SmackDown.
Why do you think they need them on SmackDown?
Because I feel like I love the way that SmackDown is handling their women, but at some point they need more women, and I think that time is coming after WrestleMania. Like they've done so many of the
yeah, but
stories
you
together.
need like you need to bring people like Asuka up, not
Oh,
like
yeah,
Billy
yeah.
and Peyton.
Well, I think that they could bring Billy and Peyton up and have them be the undercard women. I think that's part of the problem is that if you immediately bring Asuka up, it's like, okay, we're
well,
at the
Asuka
same
has to
league.
go to Raw.
Well, I don't know that Asuka's ever moving up. Apparently, Asuka has a contract that says NXT forever, I am never moving up.
Because she doesn't want to move up?
I think part of it is that she doesn't want to move up, and I think when they signed her contract, they were like, we're never going to be able to move you up because you don't speak English. And so I think they've put themselves in
Fucking
a
Great
bind.
Khali didn't speak.
I know, seriously. And so I wonder if with her next contract renewal, they'll have that option available to them. But it sounds like right now, until she gets a new contract, she's only going to be NXT, which makes sense that they've like booked her very strong and they've kind of run out of stuff to do with her. And it's because this is all they can do with her. And I think that they kind of like, oh, she doesn't speak English, and so that means she'll never have mainstream acceptability, and no one will ever understand her. And I think they just booked themselves into a corner with her contract, and so...
But Asuka speaks volumes with just her face.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think they've started to realize that that's acceptable, and
Yeah.
people will take that on the main roster. It's not like... I want her to come up and never speak and just beat the shit out of people. Like, yes, we want
Or
women like
when
that.
she speaks, she just screams like 3 words. All of them?
All of them! Like, I would love that. I think that would be fantastic. So I can see what you're saying. I think that she is better on Raw, but I feel like with her limited English, they're probably going to put her on SmackDown because I think SmackDown can handle that.
Yeah, I think it's got to be a while before they pull some of the women out of
Yeah.
NXT.
Yeah, I agree with that.
They just can't.
We will see.
But, I mean, they haven't done any tradings or anything like that.
That's true. I wonder if
So
after
they can,
WrestleMania,
after
we're gonna start to get
WrestleMania,
that.
you can start to do that. So there's stuff.
Yeah. Mhm. And Tamina is cleared now and will probably come up to fight Natty, probably. Like, Natty doesn't have a program right now that she's done with Nikki. And
Natty looks like she's gearing up to face Alexa a little bit, though. Based off of this week's SmackDown and Talking Smack.
Yeah, I saw the Talking Smack where she's like, I deserve this title shot, la 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 la. And I think that...
But she had the backstage segment with Alexa, too.
Yes. And I think that Natty is going to be a good filler until Naomi is back, which will probably be in the next month, but they pulled her because, like... It's WrestleMania season. You have to make sure that you have a champion to defend.
Yeah.
So I understand that. And even though they will probably give it back to her at WrestleMania, so Natty feels like the placeholder for that. And once Naomi is back, that feels like a good way to bring Tamina into a fight with Natty, since they're setting all this other stuff up. But by then, Nikki might be gone. So there's also
And they
that.
haven't actually been using Carmella.
Yeah, not really. I mean, and I like that. I like
that too. But
That's true.
They do have another person to tap.
Yeah, that's true. That's a very good point. I think need more baby faces, which makes me think. I mean, Tamina is on SmackDown. She just hasn't debuted on SmackDown. So I also feel like Natty as a heel needs a good baby face to face against too.
Yeah, that's fair.
What came next on NXT? We're still talking about NXT, by the way.
Pete Dunne and Mark Andrews.
Oh yeah, I watched this match too.
It was
okay.
I thought it was so much better than Tyler Bate and Trent Seven, though.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
I thought it was so much better.
I was much more invested in this
I
one.
didn't think it was okay. I thought it was good.
I think
What didn't you like about it?
Well, part of it is
So
that
grumpy.
I had people staying in my house, and so I think part of it is that I was just too distracted to actually properly watch it. But even saying that, I was more invested in it, half watching it, than I was in the other one.
I like the
boring
clash
one.
of styles where Mark Andrews is like high flyery,
Yes.
Whatever guy, and Pete Dunne is the bruiserweight, but they work so well together,
Yes.
weirdly. Also, Pete Dunne has lost weight since the UK tournament.
Really? Okay.
Specifically right in his tummy.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of love that a lot of the UK wrestlers have tummies.
Me too.
I really
But,
like it.
I mean, he's not like skinny now. He's just like
Yeah,
a
no,
little
no.
bit more svelte.
I mean, now he has access to a gym 24 hours a day when he wants it. Like, that's part of being on the WWE roster, is that they pay you to work out anytime. And like Jinder Mahal, great example. He came in doughy as hell, and now he's fucking cut from marble.
I want to get paid to work out.
I know, right?
I don't like working out mostly because I don't like finding time to work out.
Absolutely.
But if somebody paid me, I would work out for 8 hours.
I can't do that. 'Cause
No,
that's
man, I
a-
wouldn't. But like, I'm just saying, like, if somebody paid me, I would be like, yeah.
If somebody paid me, I would work out 8 hours a week. Like, that's still a lot.
That is a lot.
That's more than an hour a day, which is still, even that's a lot. Like,
I did some squats today.
yes. Do you feel it in your butt?
I mean, not yet. Also, like, I have a pretty muscly butt. So I don't think I did enough squats.
That's fair. You could also need to do different kinds of squats, like stripper squats, where your legs are very wide, and then you work different parts of your ass.
Have you ever done the Brazilian butt workout?
I've thought about
It's
it.
so hard, Erin.
You haven't?
I've done it before.
Oh, okay. I've thought about trying it. I mean, I'm
It's
into
fun
that.
because it's like dancing, but it really hurts.
Yeah, oh, I'm sure. I've been doing kettlebell workouts lately, and like just doing like deadlifts with a kettlebell. I use a 26-pound one. I can feel it like in my obliques and down the insides of my thighs for days after
Ew.
doing those squats. It just hurts, like in a good way, but in a like, these are muscles I didn't know my body had.
I would find time to work out if I didn't work 10 to 11 hours a day
Yeah.
and then did other stuff.
I understand.
I'm so grumpy right now.
That's okay. Is there any other NXT stuff? Should we move on?
No Way Jose versus Bobby Roode. We need to talk about that because Bobby Roode won and then was trying to beat up No Way Jose and then, oh no.
I wish you guys could see my disappointed face.
Oh no.
It's so bad. I hate that name. I hate the song.
Oh no.
I hate it.
Anyways, he's officially appeared
I
on
Finally-
NXT.
finally picked up my Chris
I
Hero
saw
shirt
that.
today. I thought I got the Death by Elbow shirt. I didn't, because it's been so fucking long since I ordered it. I forgot. I got the Brother Hero one, so it's a combination of the Matt Hardy, broken Matt Hardy, and the Chris Hero. And I was like, duh, no wonder I bought this one. Obviously, 100%. But I'm also at the point where like, well, now he's definitely Cassius Ohno. I like can't wear this fucking shirt anymore.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah, that's true.
Who
But
cares?
I'm a hipster.
I'm wearing my Kimberly shirt.
That's
And my Heidi Lovelace shirt, not my Ruby Riot shirt.
I'm gonna have to get a Ruby Riot shirt, even though I already have two
Unless
Heidi
it's
Lovelace
bad.
shirts.
A lot of the shirts are bad.
True.
Whoever they hire, the graphic designers at WWE are not good.
No, they're not. It's so weird. Some of them are good. Some of them are just garbage. They're lazy. That's part of
Boop,
it.
boop, boop.
Like, I like the Alexa Bliss 5 Feet of Fury one, but it's the same template they use for everything.
Yeah.
And it's like, I like this and I like the look of it. I also have 3 other shirts that look like this. Like, that blows. Oh, well.
Whatever.
Oh, well.
Raw or SmackDown? Because we kind of talked about SmackDown. Let's talk about SmackDown because we kind of talked about SmackDown.
All right. Let's talk about it.
It opens with Brian and Shane watching that video. Why would they watch that video a bunch? Why would you show us?
I don't know.
Why would you show us again? Why would you remind us how dumb the ending was
I
a
know.
bunch?
I love
Why
it.
wouldn't you just be having a conversation? Like, I don't know, I watched the tape. I'm confused. You're confused. The refs are confused. Why do you have to show us again?
I know. It's so stupid. Or show them the back of a computer and them watching it. Like, why? We can all see that AJ hit the ground first. This is so dumb. It was just so bizarre to me. I also like that Mick Foley, too, the next day was like, if Raw tried to get away with that bullshit, we would be eviscerated. Like, there's no way that Raw could get away with that. And part of me is like, yeah, you're right. That is bullshit. And if Raw had tried to do this, it would be bullshit.
But I feel like because SmackDown immediately followed it up with a really good match that was like, we're going to fix this. We're going to have this great, awesome match.
And they have Talking Smack.
And they have Talking Smack. And they have...
Is Raw Talk still a thing?
No, it's not. They canceled it. I don't even know if they do...
After like 3 episodes?
Yeah, I don't even think they do a Raw pre-show anymore, which is smart because it was
Raw
dumb.
is too long.
Raw is already too long, exactly.
And Talking Smack only works when it's Renee and Daniel.
Yeah, absolutely, because Shane is horrific at it. As he proved again this week. He had a mic in his hand.
Get that. Oh my god, I know we're jumping ahead, but my favorite part about Talking Smack was when Daniel Bryan took his earpiece out and then walked away, and it was just still stuck. Like, it was clearly connected to something on the desk, and he like took it off to be all serious, and then just slowly walked away and was like, I'm stuck. I just had to pan to Renee because this idiot was stuck on his microphone.
My favorite moment of Talking Smack this week was when Bryan got really quiet and then went, I'm not in control of my own life. And just like a statement, I was like, oh.
Yeah, it was pretty deep. Deep for D-Bry.
I love it. I thought it was great. And I like that they acknowledged too, like, all of these lunatics run this asylum. Like, yeah, I'm the general manager, but this obviously means nothing. Who cares?
I like that was after Natty came and she was like, I won with honor, and he was like, what?
I know.
She was like, I love my favorite conceit about Talking Smack is that they have somebody on, they have a conversation, that person leaves, clearly is technically within earshot, and they just start talking about them.
They didn't even wait for them to walk away.
Wow.
They just pan the camera over.
That person's acting like a real nutball. Like those people wouldn't, in like kayfabe or whatever, like they would be like, oh, I can hear you still.
Yeah.
I'm gonna fight you now. It's so silly.
It is really silly. I watch it every week now.
Because it's fucking great.
It just comes on and I'm like, oh,
I would rather miss some of the other shit that I watch.
I agree.
Talking Smack is fucking great. And also like that, I wish that they would put Talking Smack into almost into like a podcast form. Just like, sometimes honestly, I'll listen to it on the train and I just put my phone in my pocket. I don't watch it. I just listen to it.
Mm-hmm. It's not always necessary to watch it.
True. Open with Miz TV. And then he invites John Cena out, and then Miz goes, turn his mic off.
Oh, that was so good. I like how Miz delivered this, like, fire-ass promo, and it was like, yeah, damn, Miz, you're right. Fuck John Cena. This is a great promo. And then the moment John Cena started talking, I was like, oh, yeah, that's right.
But the reason I don't like, why does John Cena have to do this fake, like, 2011 thug voice?
Because he has two voices. And this has been consistent. It's not just that he's like pulling it out now. He only has two voices. He has fake thug voice and he has preaching from the pulpit voice. And that's it. Like those are like the only two voices that he uses now. And so he wants to be like hip, cool, relatable. I'm the best. I fucking earned this. Then he uses thug voice. And when he's like, you don't have enough respect, honor, or loyalty in your life. And then he's like, fire, brimstone, preacher. And there's like no in between anymore. I'm like, okay, whatever. I would rather have fake thug than creepy preacher.
Okay. Controversial statement, maybe.
Ooh, I'm ready.
I love Nikki and John Cena together in the middle of a ring.
I do too! I loved it. I thought it worked so well. I wanted to hate it. I really wanted to hate it so badly and just
I think it's like twofold. Nikki and John Cena is obviously his own whatever. Mm-hmm. Nikki has firmly established that she's her own no matter how many times John Cena, and like when during the Natty and Nikki feud, when Natty would bring it up, she was like, yeah, I love that man. That's my relationship. I can still whip your ass.
Yeah, and I thought too, like, they did such a great job of establishing Nikki as her own independent person with Natty, specifically by doing that, by making it about John and her being like, fuck you, bitch, no, I'm my own person. That, like, now I'm into them together.
Right. Second, it's a weird satisfaction of bringing Total Divas and Total Bellas into the ring.
Now the cannons have aligned!
Third, Nikki came out to save him.
Yes, I agree. I really liked that. I thought
Not that he needed it, but that worked.
Mm-hmm,
I like when Maurice slapped him and he was like, oh, you done it. You done it now.
Right, you made the biggest mistake of your life. Like, yikes. I loved it. I love that John immediately, too, was like, I love that he was like, I don't even need to defend myself. Like,
my woman's about to come out here and get down. Like, it was great. I love that she came out too and didn't mince any words. It was like, you touch my man again, I will drop you, bitch. Fuck you. Like, it was so good. I love too that that line bled of PG where she came out and she called her a bitch and was like, fuck you.
Also, the Total Divas storyline where Nikki and Maurice hate each other.
Yes, absolutely. Like, it worked so well. I was so ready to hate the idea of them doing a mixed tag. I think it's also very, very smart that the first mixed tag they're doing is not Miz and Maurice, that it's with Carmella and Ellsworth. Because it shows that, like, we can be in a ring, we can function together as a unit. This isn't just John carrying Nikki. Like, I think that they're doing a really good job of setting this road to WrestleMania up for the four of them to fight together.
There's something satisfying about it being that they're both real life devoted couples. It's not just thrown together. Like, remember when it was Naomi with the Usos and Natty with TJ Tyson, and Cesaro? Like, that worked in a way because there was, like, reality to it.
Right, exactly. And we're all aware of their reality because of Total Divas.
It's not just, like, a weird fake relationship that's, like, you know.
Exactly. And it doesn't, like, there are times, like, with, Matt Hardy and, Leela? No.
Lita?
Lita? Not Leela. All I could think of was the woman from, Futurama with the eye. I was like, why? What? That's not who that is.
You're talking about Lita, though, right?
Yes, I am talking about.
You forgot Lita's name?
Yes,
and you called her the woman from Futurama?
I know. It was who I could picture in my mind.
You run a wrestling podcast.
I know. I know. But they did that really uncomfortable storyline with the two of them when they broke up that was like, you are forcing these people who hate each other to be together. Like, I'm glad it's also not like that, where it's like, oh, they had a relationship, we've now thrown them together because we need this. It feels organic with Miz and Maurice and Nikki and John. Like, they've done such a good job of establishing them all as very strong characters that once you throw them together, it doesn't feel arbitrary. It feels like, yes, this is a natural progression of how these characters should be treated.
Yeah, I agree. I'm really into it.
Yeah,
it was followed by Becky versus Mickey 2 out of 3 falls match.
Which was good. I liked it.
That was good.
I thought that they paced it very well, too.
I also am really happy that Becky won when it looked like she was not going to win. I like the, like, faux shenanigans, but the babyface wins. And I like how she did it. Like, it was like 2 roll-ups that rolled into other ones, and then she just, like, rolled her in the armbar.
I wonder, too, if that roll-up was supposed to be like that, because it looked like, from the first angle that they showed it, it looked like they overshot it a little bit, and then when they showed it from... Yeah, and I was like, oh, Jesus. And then when they showed it from the other side, with Mickey grabbing her tights, it does look like they rolled too far, and Mickey was like, I got this. Like, I will just pull your tights.
They wrestle really well together.
Yeah, I think
they have a great in-ring chemistry.
Yes, and, like, I know we're going to see them fight a million more times, and I'm, like, fine with that. That's okay. As long as
they deliver promos well together. They fight well together. It's a good place for both of them right now. Mm-hmm. It involves Alexa sometimes. It involves Naomi sometimes. Like, it's good.
Yeah, I agree.
Especially, like, there's, like, a lofty, like, you know, she's the first SmackDown Women's Champion. Like, sometimes, like, a New Day situation, you can be a weird fall from grace where it's like, we broke this huge record, now we're doing nothing.
Literally nothing.
Which, like, obviously I have feelings because, like, I'm love today forever, for always, for whatever, for time machines, for whatever. For ice cream, I'm here for it. But it can be, like, shitty sometimes where you, like... you reach, like, the top of a peak, and then you're like, oh, fuck, what do I do? Mm-hmm.
And, like, especially with the announcement that they'd be hosting WrestleMania, it feels especially, like...
Well, I meant, like, specifically with Becky. Like, I like this is a good place for Becky.
No. I just mean that same thing where it's like, there's nothing going on, and now we've rubber stamped that there's nothing happening. I feel like you can get that same sort of rubber stamp with Becky and Mickey because they've fought so many times already. It could feel like, this is just what we're doing now. But they're like...
Stuck in my head.
No.
Oh, sorry. Oh, no. Just stuck in my head now.
I love that the opening word is exactly how I feel when I hear that name.
Oh, no.
No.
In my notes, I had to write AJ Styles because my brain always says AJ. That's funny. That's pretty funny. Luke Harper had a creepy backstage promo followed by a Bray creepy backstage promo.
I liked that Luke Harper was like, I found my light. I looked all this time and I found my own light. I thought that was a really good way to establish him as his own separate character. Or like...
Let's just like jump into all the Wyatt stuff.
Okay, let's fucking do it.
Here are my problems with this.
Okay.
I intellectually and like wrestling fan, not smart, like this storyline, right? I think it makes a lot of sense. It's cool. Like, the ending with Randy Orton and Bray Wyatt was really cool. Bray sold it like a motherfucker. Like,
he was
give
so good.
that motherfucker an Oscar.
Yeah,
that was great.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard for my brain to get over the fact that it's not new that Luke Harper left the Wyatts, because he did it a year and a half ago.
Yeah.
It's hard for my brain to get over the fact that Bray Wyatt got his ass kicked forever up until like 3 months ago. So when Abigail's burning, to me it's like, so what? You lost to everyone.
Yeah, true.
For a long time.
That's true. Although,
and I know that's like my dumb smart brain that I can't get over it, but like it's hard to like, this all feels, I know they're rushing it for WrestleMania, but from the moment that the Wyatts won the belts to now, it feels really rushed to me. And I
disagree with that.
It feels so rushed to me, because you had 2.5 years of Bray Wyatt being a laughing fucking stock joke where he just comes out and says, I'm a god, and then gets his ass whooped, and then he finally wins a belt. It's taken away a month and a half later. Then his whole family dissolves again after he reformed it, and now he's being betrayed because it's in time for WrestleMania.
Well, here's how I feel about the Luke Harper stuff. I agree sort of about the rushing of it, though overall I disagree. Here's the thing that is that works for me with the Luke Harper stuff. Last time, when the family split up, it was very, very explicitly because Bray was freeing them and was sending Eric and Luke to do their own thing and to exist separately.
But then they became baby faces.
But then when they came back, it was like, we can't exist alone. We all have to come together in order to harness this energy in order to be this Wyatt family. And I feel like bringing them back in worked for that. And I feel like now it's not Bray setting them free. Rowan is gone because he's injured. Apparently he was cleared, so hopefully he'll be back. It would be interesting.
There's a bunch of theories on the internet.
It would be interesting to see how he's going to be reintegrated into this, because he actually is a very good wrestler. His character's just very boring and creepy and has been like all over the place, and so it will be...
And an idiot savant.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how they refocus that.
Doesn't like bullies.
Yeah, I think it'll be easier to refocus it now that they're on separate shows, whatever. But I feel like this time it feels very explicitly clear that Luke left for his own reasons, and it's no longer that Bray set him free. Bray doesn't want him to be gone. Luke is gone. Luke left and is now separated from them because of what happened with Randy and because Bray is whoever he is. So I think that actually does work storyline-wise, though I do understand what you're saying about it. I think with Randy and Bray, I expected them to break them up so much sooner and feel that way. Like, there were so many times they hinted that they were going to break up, sort of like the Jericho, where like it felt like they were going to break up and then they didn't. It was like a blue ball on us, and then you got to the Festival of Friendship and it was like, oh my god, they actually did it, it's happening. And that's how I feel about Randy and Bray, where it was like they teased us with it for so long. We all kind of knew that they were going to end up as Bray versus Randy as the main event. And Bray has a belt now. It's not just that he had
That's fair.
the tag belts and then now has nothing. He won the title. He has the title and can sit on his own with it.
The only way that this works and is all justified,
Bray has to win.
Bray has to win and be able to stand on his own, sans Sister Abigail, sans Luke Harper, sans Eric Rowan, sans Braun Strowman, sans Randy Orton. He has to actually be the scary god that, whatever.
I kind of agree with that. I don't think it's necessarily true, because I feel like they've wanted a Sister Abigail for a really long time and have never found anyone to fill the role. And I feel like now that Randy has burned her body, to have her come actually be a person at the end of this.
Who could do that?
Fucking crazy Mary Dobson could do it. She's fucking signed to an NXT contract right now and is doing jack shit. Like, she is the perfect person to fill that role. And I think they signed her with that in mind.
I didn't even think about that.
So I think that that's all, like, if Bray wins at WrestleMania and then fucking Sister Abigail comes out, or like Bray and Randy are fighting at WrestleMania and then goddamn Sister Abigail shows up and is like, fuck you for burning my body. Like, I think that is an interesting direction it can go in. And I agree. I think that Bray has to win. And I think he will. Like, I understand that WWE is a fucked up place that, like, LOL, fuck you, Bray forever. But like we said before, Randy loves Bray and loves working with him and feels that this is some of the best work he's done in his career.
Do you think Randy will like make sure that Bray gets over?
Yes, I do. I honestly do. All of the interviews that Randy has given about his situation with Bray and the Wyatt family, it seems like he legitimately pushes for them backstage and is the reason that Bray has the title and is the reason that Bray is going to be the main event of WrestleMania. Without Randy, none of this would have happened. And I don't think that Randy would just be like, LOL, fuck you, Bray. I just wanted a 13th title for some reason. Like, I don't think that that's going to happen. And if it did happen, I think that it would have to be because of, like, maybe Sister Abigail comes out and is like, fuck you, Randy, for burning my body. JK, fuck you, Bray, for killing me. Like, I feel like that could also lay in there, too. So it's, I think it's weird, and I agree that it feels a little bit rushed, but we also still have, 40 days until WrestleMania? Like, we have a lot of time left, and so I think it's interesting.
40 days? It's March 1st, bitch.
It's 30 days. We have 30 days. Like, that's still...
April 2nd.
That's 3 weeks of, like, serious programming to get us to that end of it, too. So, like, I'm worried that WWE will LOL fuck you Bray again. But I think that we're pointed in the right direction, and I think Randy legitimately wants Bray to do well.
I'm just in a constant state of, I cannot believe it until I see it with Bray Wyatt.
That's true. That is 100% true. Though he does have the belt, which is a good sign that they're, like, they actually have faith in him now. Like... I like how, too, they were like, we'll put you on SmackDown and give you the belt, whatever, who gives a fuck about SmackDown, and, like, SmackDown is the best product that they have, and so it, like, worked out really well for Bray.
Yeah.
So it will be very interesting to see where they go for this, but I don't think necessarily that it's just that they're not doing it correctly yet. I think that they are trying to make this work.
Yeah. The rest of the stuff on the show doesn't really matter. It's just, like, Dean and Baron and...
There was that chairs match I don't give a shit
Dolph
about.
and Apollo.
Who cares? I'm glad they're using Apollo.
Yeah, I'm glad they're using Apollo. All right, we were wrong last week in our, like, weird stupor when we were like, oh, Fastlane, God.
I legit thought it was this weekend. It was like, why would they schedule this during the Oscars, these fucking
and then
idiots?
I was like, oh, no, it's
I
not.
turned on the network and they were playing the 2016 Fastlane, and I was like, what the fuck is happening? I kept refreshing it, thinking that my browser was fucked up. And I was like, I guess I'll just watch the Oscars.
Well, I guess I'll just watch the Oscars because my network's not working. So silly.
Okay, Raw?
Yeah, so Raw opens with why do they give Goldberg a mic still?
I don't understand. Oh, wait, before we do this, did you watch 205 Live?
Oh yeah.
Do you want to just do that real quick?
You don't want to do that like as a part of Raw?
Oh yeah, that's fine. That's true. I forget that the cruiserweights are part of Raw because they mean nothing to me on Raw.
Okay, but I want wine again. I'm gonna
Okay.
pee and I want wine. That's gonna be the most abrupt comeback because I unpaused it. We paused it to get wine to go to the bathroom, and then we just came back on a crazy laugh. I'm gonna leave it in. No edits. It's gonna be rough.
No explanation.
It's gonna be rough for the audience. We're gonna be like, oh, my headphones. And then we're gonna get a 3-star review like, it could be good with some work. Oh God, I got salty in that like 2-minute break.
Yeah, right. We were in a great mood.
When am I not salty?
We're in a great mood talking about wrestling. We come back, we're like, fuck everybody.
What did Gino say my catchphrase should be? I don't care about that or something. I literally
Don't
have,
at me.
I literally have no feelings.
Yes.
So rude.
Oh my God. When are you going to be on Gabbing About Grappling?
Next week.
Okay. I was on this last week.
Was it a bad episode? Was it a bad experience?
No, it was
Warn me
weird.
about the experience being on with Gino alone. Just
was-
kidding. I've been on with Gino alone.
Yeah,
before.
no, it was really fun. I liked it. I like, too, that the concept of gabbing with about grappling is more open.
I feel like I don't have stories, though. People have stories about, like...
That's what I thought, too. And then we got on, and Gina and I were like, let's talk about some dark, dirty shit in our lives. And we talked about, like, anxiety and eating disorders and shit and, like, not wanting to leave our houses. And I was like, how did this happen? It was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed it.
Did you talk about wrestling?
Yes, we did. Michael was on a couple episodes before me.
I guess I should listen to it.
Well.
Full disclosure, I have not listened to it.
Whatever,
yet.
it's fine. Yeah, Michael was on one of the first episodes, and apparently they got into some, like, dark therapy shit on there, too. And so as soon as Gino and I started talking, he was like, why are you and your boyfriend like this? How is this happening?
Edit. Fiance.
Whatever. I don't even refer to him as my fiance. I don't give a fuck.
But you're engaged and you're getting married.
Yes, that's true. You're correct. Whatever.
Writing a speech that's basically just all wrestling.
I'm so excited. I'm ready. We're so close. We did so much extra stuff this weekend.
We're not so close. It's in November.
It's 7 months from now.
That's a long time for me.
Is that a long time to plan wedding things? I don't think it is.
Yeah, but I don't have to do that.
True. That's true. You have plenty of time.
Yes, I have plenty of time.
Did you order your dress?
Over here in the cold with no ring on my finger.
My ring's broken. So.
What? Oh, yeah, that's right. Did I order my dress? No.
Okay.
I have 7 months.
Yeah, you have 7 months. That's fine.
It's going to be from, like, pinup girl clothing. We'll get here in 4 days.
Yeah, that's very true.
So.
Good point.
Relax.
We're talking about Raw? Is that what's happening?
I guess. We should hurry, too, because there's, like, 1,000 people upstairs and it's going to get loud.
Okay.
Goldberg, KO. They're going to fight.
Who gives a fuck? I don't give a single shit.
Kevin Owens has to win.
I don't think he's going to.
But he should. He's a part of this thing now.
Yeah, but first.
Oh my god.
Okay.
I think some wine went into my nose.
Oh.
But there was a cat behind me. I don't want to talk about Raw.
We can not talk about Raw.
I just like got really distracted.
I just I want KO to win, but he's not going to because he's gonna face Chris Jericho for the United States title. Like, okay.
Oh, there's the baby. Hi, baby. Come here, baby. Oh, hello.
I don't give a
Tiny.
fuck about. I think the worst thing too is that they announced that Brock and Goldberg were gonna be on Raw on Monday. Like, oh, I wonder why. I wonder if it's possibly because fucking Goldberg's gonna win.
Who cares? The New Day came out and then they did a Oscars joke.
Yeah, they did.
I mean, you knew it was gonna happen.
Yeah, and if anyone's gonna make it, it might as well be them. Like, if Mauro Ranallo can't make a topical reference, it's gotta be the New Day.
Remember last week when we were like, classic Lana. We're so happy. She's back. Nope, she's back to her old trashy Lover's Lane Joanne Fabric decal nonsense.
Why, Lana?
Lana,
Please stop.
just do the thing that works. Stop. The New Day won.
Yeah, of course they did.
I do like Kofi and Lana just yelling at each other on the outside of the ring. That I was into.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Did you see that Rusev got a haircut?
Handsome Rusev.
He looks very handsome. It's
Hard Body Mahal and Handsome Rusev.
Hard Body Mahal.
That's his name, Erin.
I did not hear that.
Yeah.
It's accurate as fuck. I mean, it is true. I love them as a team. I don't know why, but I really like it.
I do too. I want them to stay together. I'm afraid that they're going to separate them because Jinder keeps losing, though.
Fucking make them the tag team champs. I'm fine with that. If
Who
Raw's
cares?
gonna throw
The
those bitches
the
together.
tag titles on both shows are garbage. So,
Garbage.
who cares? American Alpha didn't have a match. Then they had him on Talking Smack, and they were like,
Fucking Gable's hometown.
"This is your hometown where you won some stuff."
No.
So-
Brian Gable was like, yeah, it would have been really nice to have a match.
Oh my god. Do you smell an Enzo Cass breakup?
Not yet. I don't.
But it's starting, I feel like.
I feel like eventually.
That backstage segment where Cass was like, Enzo, I just need you to get your shit together.
Yeah, I feel like it's possible that they'll either split them up or they'll just move Enzo to a non-wrestling role.
This
I think that
dinner
that's...
party is ruining our podcast.
Shh.
This is
Didn't
a
work.
standing weekly event.
Right? We need
Spaghetti
you to...
night's supposed to be on Thursdays.
Everyone's gonna be like, did they come back from this break drunk as fuck? What's
No, but
happening?
I have had like a half a bottle of wine unwittingly.
I've had, how many are in this? Two Red's Wicked Ales that are 8%.
Woo!
Hey, remember we used to talk about what we were drinking every week?
Alcohol!
Does our opening still have a clinking noise?
Yeah. It goes clink. And it's also like horrible audio because it was from way back when.
We should re-record that.
It is a second recording. Remember when we re-recorded it and we
We just like awkwardly
we
stared.
stared at each other until we started laughing, and then I had to edit it so it sounded like we were naturally laughing.
I do remember that.
Would you like to experience that again?
Oh, yeah, I good. Okay.
Just stared at each other.
I know, I remember.
Sheamus, Cesaro, and Joe had a thing where Cesaro and Joe were like, hey, remember how we fought a bunch? You're a jerk. No, you're a jerk. And Sheamus was like, I'm a jerk too. And they were like, we got this.
I like the way that they're using Sheamus and Cesaro still as a tag team unit, but are doing their own things. I think that's a smart way to do it.
I want to have a sex dream with a threesome.
Yeah. I don't ever want to have a sex dream about Sheamus, but if Cesaro's also
Hey,
there,
speaking from experience, it can be good.
I mean, whatever. I had a weird friendship dream about Chris Hero. If that was good, I bet sex with Sheamus is good.
I haven't had a wrestling sex dream in a while.
It's been a minute for me as well.
But I did just start reading a vampire book, so I'm probably going to have sex dreams. Look, there's a cycle. If I watch something scary, I have nightmares. If I read or watch things about vampires, I have sex dreams. It's just what happens.
I mean, I wish I could predict that shit.
Vampires are sexy. Oh, I'm getting my vampire lips tattoo on Sunday.
What?
I'm going to get it. So, because I'm doing the sleeve. Wow, we're really tangenting right now.
Give us a 1-star review. I don't give a fuck.
Don't. It really messes up our algorithms. Because I'm doing the sleeve, a bunch of different stuff. I'm going to get it in between these two.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
Right
that
here.
look good.
Yeah. And it's going to be purple lips because I wear purple lipstick.
It's true, too.
Sexy vampire. If I ever meet a vampire, they're going to be like, you have a vampire lip tattoo. I cannot turn you into a vampire. That's like against the law. They're like, but I'm not like a goth weirdo. I just like love vampires.
I just really like the imagery
I've
of
never
it.
drunk blood.
I just pictured you trying to drink blood. Like,
I just picture me trying to like convince a vampire to turn me into a vampire, and they're like, "Here are all the reasons why we're not going to turn you into a vampire." And I'll be like, "But what about?" And they're like, "No, I'm gonna kill you now. I am a vampire." And I'm like, "But."
You just gotta wait till they start to suck a little bit, and then just be like, no, and then run as fast as possible.
That's not how you turn into a vampire, dude.
I thought if you got the saliva into your wound, some vampire lore is that if you get bit but not
Most
drained.
vampire lore is that you have to be bitten almost to death, and then you have to drink their blood.
Oh, okay.
And even most vampire lore where you don't have to be bitten almost to death, you still have to drink their blood.
Oh, I thought that there's some vampire lore.
There's
where-
some, but most
Okay,
general,
I see.
speaking as an expert,
Yes, you are an expert. I will not question you.
most vampire lore you have to also drink vampire blood.
Oh, okay.
So it has to be in your system when you die.
Oh, okay, I see. That makes more sense. That's fair.
It's like a virus. So like
Oh,
they
okay.
drink you almost to death. You drink their blood and then you die, but their blood is in you.
It reanimates you?
You turn into a vampire.
Okay, that makes more sense.
Right, Emmy?
Amy's climbing on Stella's back and smelling her face.
Look, she looks like a backpack.
Yes, she does.
She's my backpack. Steph, totally like, it's like, McFoley, you're garbage. Goodbye.
Nick's gone soon, obviously. Like, that feels like it's been an inevitable thing. I have heard some rumors Kurt Angle is going to replace Mick Foley, which makes a lot of sense. He's about to join the Hall of Fame. Mick
Will
Foley,
he
Mick Foley needs a new hip. I think that's part
wear
of it, too.
the tiny cowboy hat?
I hope so. We should write a letter to WWE.
Dear Stephanie McMahon.
Please require Kurt Angle to wear the tiny cowboy hat. Love, not your demographic.
And she'll be like, oh, that's my favorite podcast.
I would shit my pants if Stephanie listened to our podcast.
I think I would kill myself.
Right, like, that's the end? I don't need anything else? Fuck you, jabronis!
Just jump off the roof. We did it! But it's like, in our heads, it's like the freeze frame at the end of like the Golden Girls, but we're
Record scratch. I bet you're wondering how I got to this point.
slowly pivoting to our death.
Yes. What's happening on Raw?
Tozawa versus Noam Dar.
Ah, yes. I love Tozawa.
Ha!
Every
Ha!
ha! Ha! Ha! Ha! Ha! Needs no cheering section. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love
I
it.
accidentally threw away my 205 Live notes. All I remember is Alicia Fox walking like a bird and then eating flowers.
Yeah, why was she eating flowers?
Because she's fucking nuts! She's actually real life crazy.
She is crazy. She is crazy. That's true.
Who, as a performer, who gets a prop and just starts eating them?
I don't know. I love too that Noam Dar was like, yeah, whatever, some dude sent you flowers, you're eating it, I'm in, let's go to the back.
No, he was like, I sent them, even though obviously he didn't.
No, he clearly didn't. I love Alicia Fox
That was
running around like throwing flowers to the
Lindsay
crowd.
Dorado, 0 for 1,000. That bitch is losing.
Yeah, true. He doesn't have to win right now. He's good enough that
He's never gonna win.
He'll win eventually. He'll face Grand Metalik and he'll beat him.
No, Grand Metalik will beat him. That's Lindsay Dorado is the jobber of all jobbers in 205 Live. Drew Gulak has won more than him.
Oh.
I felt that one in my soul. Charlotte had an in-ring promo where she was like, Bailey, blah, blah, Bailey's just Bailey. And then Bailey came out and was like, bitch, I'm the champ. And then Sasha came out and was like, bitch, she's the champ. Mm-hmm. You got a stupid face. And the crowd was like, yeah, she does got a stupid face.
I loved when Charlotte was like, I'm going to have a partner, but it's not going to be Dana. And Dana
Emma,
was like,
come rescue your friend.
no, seriously.
Emma, come rescue your friend. It was Emma's birthday today, I think. And Dana Brooke, like, had an Instagram, and it was just, like, a bunch of photos of them together. And it was, like, my partner in crime, my, like, number one best friend. What did she say? She said, happy birthday to my partner in crime. I hope you have a killer birthday. Legit, you have been by my side through thick and thin. You have had my back from day one. You deserve a great day with everything your way. I love being your ride or die. Emma, be her ride or die. Call yourselves ride or die.
I will buy a ride or die shirt so fast. It will make your head spin.
Emma needs to come back and then defend Dana's honor. And then they become best friends / maybe lovers. I don't know.
I don't care. They can be lovers. They cannot be lovers. It's fine. Ambiguous, don't care.
I would ship them.
I would ship them too.
I ship them.
Would I ship them as hard as Peyton and Billy?
No, Peyton and Billy are actually probably real life lovers. In my world, if I ever find out that they have, like, male partners, I'm going to be pretty upset because in my world right now, they have to be together because they're perfect together.
They are perfect together.
Also, I think it's a very interesting choice. People may argue against this. I think that the amount of spray tan and makeup that they wear is very intentional.
For Billy and Peyton?
Yeah.
I completely agree.
I think it is very intentional.
Yes, I completely agree. I feel like people think of when Nia and Eva were paired and they had that horrible, horrible makeup and it's like, oh, this is not on purpose. I feel like with Billy and Peyton, it's a conscious choice that they are
Billy's
bad
crazy
guys.
purple, blue, sparkle lips, that is a choice.
Oh, it's totally a choice. And like...
An iconic choice.
God.
Emma, come save your friend.
Seriously, I'm ready.
Emma,
ready.
okay, WrestleMania happens. The four of them fight. Bailey or Sasha wins the belt. Whatever, who cares? It's probably going to be a Bailey. Then you set up a Sasha-Bailey feud.
Yep.
Then, I don't know, in this case...
Nia and Charlotte probably have a match after that.
No, because in my head, Nia's not part of this equation. Sorry, Nia. But what I need is for Emma to come back and rescue Dana and then get into a feud with Charlotte.
Or
I need an Emma-Charlotte feud.
I can totally see, too, a Charlotte and Nia team up because Emma comes back and rescues Dana, and then it's like, here's the two of us versus the two of you, and then Nia can have a match because they have problems because Nia has taken her spot in her eyes.
Yes.
And Emma rescuing Dana can lead into a feud with them. Yes, absolutely.
I want an Emma-Charlotte match yesterday.
Yes, absolutely. I bet that they've fought on NXT.
I want Charlotte merch. I want better Charlotte merch.
Yeah, all we have right now is a fucking Second Nature shirt.
Becky Lynch blanket, but I can't find a good Charlotte. She's your 16 or 15-time pay-per-view queen. With
16 now. She's won 16 pay-per-views in a row.
I think this one will be her 16.
No, this one will be her 7th.
Shut up. You shut up. Show your dirty whore mouth.
How dare you?
How dare you? I'm drunk.
Yeah. You should not go to this dinner party.
But it's just upstairs.
Just roll it and be like, Brina!
And then I just break a bunch of stuff and leave.
Yes. They'll never invite you back.
Well, that's inconvenient. They live upstairs.
No, fuck them. You were so loud during our podcast. Brina!
always loud during our podcast. Legit. I feel comfortable saying this and knowing that nobody upstairs will ever get to an hour into our podcast.
Ever in their
Even
life.
if they were like, I'm going to check it out, they'll get 10 minutes in.
They'll be like, oh, these are their lives. Okay, goodbye. They'll just threw back her wine glass.
Whatever, I got to work at 7 a.m. tomorrow. Don't care. 11-hour day.
Brush your shoulder off. That's cool.
What are we talking about?
Raw? Anything else from Raw? We don't give a fuck about.
Luke Gallows versus Big Cass. Big Cass wins. Titus had a hilarious backstage segment with Sheamus.
Yeah, they did. They're a good pair. I think that they function very well off of each other.
Seth Rollins, I will be at WrestleMania.
Yes, I
was a
love
good
that
segment.
segment. I thought it was a very good. And you know what? Fucking Seth is a great actor. That conversation that he was having where he was like
sad. And
yeah, I don't want to admit that I can't be here. I don't like
talking
this.
to Corey Graves.
Right. It felt very in the moment I was like, oh, we know you're gonna be there. It's okay. You can tell us. But he did such a good job of inserting that doubt. He just did such a good job. Seth really can be the person who runs this company. He can be that guy that they rest the company on his shoulders because he's good at everything. He's good at wrestling, he's good at being a character, he's good at being a bad guy, even being a face he's very good at. Even though I don't like him as a face, I think that he does an excellent job of carrying Seth's face. That moment where I felt fucking bad for him, and if he was not a good face, I would not have felt that way. I would have been like, fuck you, Seth, you're a piece of shit, you brought this all on yourself, which I did also think, but in that moment I was like, man, I really want you to be there. I want you to be at WrestleMania. And he and Triple H are gonna have a great match, or Seth will not be able to compete and fucking Finn Balor will take his place, and I'm into that too. I'm so into that. Triple H and Finn Balor are wrestling each other on house shows leading up to Mania.
As somebody who has never been a huge Finn mark,
yes,
I appreciate Finn. I get why he's important. He's sometimes cute.
He has weird lizard eyes. I get it.
His face is sweaty.
Yeah,
but in a nerd sweaty.
Yes, definitely.
Sometimes when he's just
I
wearing...
have to pretend to like women, but I'm actually asexual, and it makes me very nervous.
Or sometimes when he's just wearing normal clothes, you're like, oh, nerd.
I'm into that.
I'm not. I'm into nerds who don't look like nerds.
Okay, true. Zack Ryder.
Yeah. Woo. 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 But as somebody who's not a huge Finn mark, I would be totally down for that.
Yeah, and I know that there's this oh, well, Seth is the one who injured Finn, and la la la. Seth is a heel at the time, and
Also,
it would take a 5-second
happens,
conversation.
And honestly, if Finn has to be out for half of a year for us to get the badass moment of him popping his own shoulder back and winning a belt, and then being like, I'm literally the fucking coolest.
Yeah, seriously, absolutely.
I mean, that was baller.
Yeah, and what better way to set up? I deserve to have a title shot for this belt. That
Also,
I beat
if Finn
Triple
never
H.
got hurt, we never would have had KO Mania.
Absolutely, 100%.
And you cannot tell me that you fucking smarks don't love KO Mania.
Absolutely, they brought us the greatest wrestling segment of all time.
Just live it.
Wait, we gotta record a video.
No. What if we
We're both dancing.
What if we just ended the podcast mid-sentence? I just put on Brie mode and we just stopped.
No one would be surprised. It just ends.
We're just like, bye. Stella's done talking. It's just me telling you that I'm done.
I love it that that's how our podcast ends every week, because we're just in the middle of a conversation and just goes, Prima! And everyone's like, oh, I guess it's done now.
Oh, man. Boop, boop, boop.
Okay.
Big Show killed the Shining Stars. Tony Nese and Neville are twins.
I like that they're setting Tony Nese up he's obnoxious and he's kind of boring, but I like that his whole thing is I don't
But he's
give
got
a
them
fuck.
abs.
Right? I have abs, I have biceps, I don't give a fuck about you.
Austin Aries wants to lick those abs.
I fucking love that Austin Aries introduces his own package and narrates his own package, which is
fucking hilarious
Austin
to
Aries
me.
is the greatest.
The greatest.
The greatest.
I also
The
like
greatest.
that their package setting him up does not say that he's a cruiserweight anywhere. Like, he is the one who is like, I'm commentating on the cruiserweights. Once I get in the cruiserweight division, I will do this thing. It is so easy for them to move him up and out of that. Like, I feel like he and Cedric Alexander are both
Austin
in great
Aries
positions.
forever.
Yeah, like they're both in great positions to just like rise up and out and goodbye, and we don't need to be in this division anymore because they
Honestly,
both are like
Austin
strong
Aries
in that
is
way.
my favorite.
I love him as a commentator, and like I want him to wrestle, but I also really want him to be a commentator.
But if he wrestled a little bit on 205 Live and then moved past 205 Live and then was like, I don't wrestle in this division anymore, I can totally commentate on this.
Yeah, absolutely. I would love that. I think that's a really great way to use him too, is to have him like rise
He
up
had
above.
such a great line on fucking 205
Oh, it was great
Live.
lines.
He was talking to... Remember, I did take notes. I just threw them away.
I love that you threw your notes away.
Look, my notes are all jumbled up. Because if I don't use a whole page, I like, you know. He was talking to somebody in the ring who looks disheveled. Because he made a joke. He was like, "Oh yeah, he looks disheveled, and that's coming from," or he looks rough around the edges, and that's coming from me. Like, he was making a joke about how he looks like a dirtbag, and I was like, "That's my guy. That's my guy. He gets it. He's a sexy dirtbag, and he gets it."
He is a sexy dirtbag. It's true. I love it.
dirtbag.
Did you like my package, Michael? Wasn't it massive? Best line. I fucking loved that. I thought
Morrow.
it was fit. No, I think it was Michael because it was during Raw that they
okay,
showed
okay,
that
okay,
package.
They showed it twice because they showed it on 205 Live too.
Yes, true. I think
you like
Morrow
my
could handle
package?
that better.
I loved, there was a moment on 205 Live where Morrow asked him a yes or no question, and he said, absolutely. And then Morrow just stared at Austin Aries and goes, thanks for the insight. And then Corey goes, well, if you ask a simple question, you get a simple answer.
Yeah.
And Austin Aries is unfazed. He's
Yeah.
like,
I
whatever.
love it. I fucking love it. Like, oh god, he's great. He really
the
is
best.
great.
Joe versus Cesaro. Joe wins. Sammy interrupts, and they fight, and then they're fighting, and then Sammy and Joe are going to be at Fastlane.
Yes.
Strowman and Reigns have a contract signing, but then it turns into a fight, and then Strowman throws Reigns into a turnbuckle and explodes, but then he signs the contract. They're still gonna fight.
Fucking turnbuckle was ridiculous.
I thought it was cool.
It was clearly on a spring though. That was my biggest problem with it.
Yeah, how else are they gonna ring it? Ring it?
Instead of having it be like "Ba-tsh," and then spring out, he could have just pulled it out when he fell down, like loosen.
Roman Reigns is unreliable.
That's true. Roman Reigns is
It
unreliable.
needs everything needs to be on a spring for Roman Reigns.
Yeah, that's true. It just felt very ridiculous that it was. I feel like they should have turned that mic off. Oh, I know. Imogen has looked creepy over there for like 5 minutes, just sitting like a statue.
This is my house.
I feel like they should have turned that mic off because that noise of it springing off was ridiculous, and it made him look dumb and like. But I liked that visual.
But when
of it. I
does
thought it was
Roman
cool.
not look dumb?
And that's also true. Also, why the fuck did they play Roman Reigns music after that whole segment? Like, I got it, and I signed the contract anyway. Like, bitch, I don't care.
Roman
It's literally the least you could do.
The guy with the wettest hair, Roman.
Reigns, he looks like a prison guard.
Yeah, that's a great YouTube video.
Yeah, it is.
I would say we'd put it on Tumblr, but we've at least put it on twice.
Oh yeah, easily, easily.
All right. There was a good 6-man tag on 205 Live. I just liked it because it was like one of those ones where everyone had
Yeah.
a moment. It was highlighted well, blah, blah, blah.
Drew
blah,
Gulak
blah.
was in it. I like him. It's cool.
All right, let's call Fastlane.
Yeah, we tried to do that last week,
but we're doing it for real. Pre-show, Rich Swann and Akira Tozawa versus the Brian Kendrick and Noam Dar.
Baby faces.
Good guys.
Good guys win.
Look at this picture of Tozawa. I love him.
I love him too. He's so.
I also
great.
like that he has like low key like Quentin Tarantino music. They were like, we're gonna steal this and just change a couple notes.
Yeah, I love it. I think
It'll
it's
be
great.
ours. It'll be ours.
Good job, WWE.
Nia versus Sasha Banks.
I don't know.
I think Nia. I think Sasha at this point. Nia's beat her a bunch of times.
yeah.
I think Sasha right now. It makes sense for her to get a win over Nia, especially because they almost got a win over her on Raw.
Yeah, true. That's true. I think Sasha really needs it in order
Yeah,
for them
Sasha
to move
does
this
need
feud
it.
forward. And I also feel like if they're setting up this
four-way women's match at WrestleMania, they need...
Yeah, Nia can't go into it undefeated.
Yeah, they need a square of people beating each other. Like, I beat you, you beat her, she beat her, you beat me. Like, if you move in a whole big square with that, then it makes more sense to set up a fatal four-way.
Dirk Klurb versus Enzo and Cass.
I think it's going to be the Club. I honestly would not be surprised if Enzo and Cass won. I forgot that they had never won. They've never had a title. They've never won a belt before.
Has Carl Anderson ever had a nose job because his nose was broken before?
I don't know. I'm honestly not sure.
He's got a weird nose.
I bet that he just has a weird nose because his nose is broken. It's been broken several times. It's probably said it himself. You get kicked in the nose, you're
Dirk
like,
Klurb.
set.
I think the Club wins, and then they both wrestle at WrestleMania again. I think Enzo and Cass win at WrestleMania.
Yeah, I can see some kind of like shenanigans happening, and the Club retains because of whatever bullshit reasons, and forcing them to have a match. Because like to not use Enzo and Cass at WrestleMania seems very short-sighted. Like people love them; they are good wrestlers. Like even though they've had a lot of bullshit lately, like this is a good return to who they used to be too, and like they can like verbally spar with the Club up until WrestleMania. They can continue this feud going. It just started. Like they really haven't been feuding that long, so it feels weird to just end it right now anyway.
The King of the Cruiserweights versus Jack Gallagher.
I think Neville wins. I feel like it would be
Neville
weird.
has to
It would
win.
be super weird to take it off of Neville right now.
And like, no offense, Jack Gallagher is doing good stuff, but like,
Is not ready to be the champion.
also the belt is hot potatoed a little bit.
Exactly, yeah.
And-
If it hot potatoes again, it feels very meaningless.
It's
like
Neville.
you get the belt, and you get the belt, and you get the belt, and you get the belt.
Because at this point, Neville's the fourth holder.
Is that right?
Because it was T.J. Perkins, then it was Brian Kendrick, then it was Rich Swann.
You're right.
So I think Neville needs to hold it.
Yeah, I agree. Otherwise, this belt feels especially meaningless.
Samoa Joe versus Sami Zayn.
Samoa Joe. I know. I think Sammy's gonna look great, but I don't think he's gonna win.
We're sad about it.
I know. Hopefully it sets up for another... I would love to see Kevin win the United States title and then have Sammy be like, hey,
Yes!
remember?
I'm gonna take that title from
Right?
you.
And like Sammy needs a belt desperately at this point. Like give that motherfucker a belt, and the United States belt
Give
is
that
the right belt.
motherfucker a belt. Bailey versus Charlotte.
Yeah. Or
Charlotte, I think Charlotte loses her first pay-per-view at Mania.
I do not think that Charlotte wins the belt. I think she wins the match and continues to have her streak and get to 17 pay-per-view wins. But I bet that she wins by interference or by count out or by
I think
something
you're giving
where
them
she...
too much credit. Charlotte wins.
I don't know. I feel like to set it up for a fatal four-way for WrestleMania, it
Fatal
makes...
four-way.
Yeah, it makes
Fatal.
more sense to have Bailey be the belt holder, because then it's like, oh, well, anyone can beat Bailey. So, I don't know. I think Charlotte wins. I do not think that she gets the belt back.
Roman Reigns versus Braun Strowman.
Roman's gonna win.
I don't care.
I don't care either. You know, it's so weird
Pass.
to me. It's so weird to me that
Pass.
I didn't give a fuck about Braun Strowman, and now I'm like, this is a waste of Braun Strowman to be facing Roman Reigns. Like, hard turn on that.
Only way that I want to see Roman Reigns is in my sex dreams as a weird vampire.
I heard...
Oh yeah, I forgot to tell you I had a weird vampire dream with him.
Okay.
Because I had this sex
I was gonna
space
say the
opera.
space opera dream, and then the
But I
vampire.
also had a vampire dream with him.
Okay.
He was a vampire. It was sexy.
I mean, he makes a good vampire.
Yeah, right? He's like scary, like, ooh,
He's
I'm
got
a
that long,
vampire.
long black hair. Did he have blue eyes or brown eyes?
I don't remember.
I feel like blue eyes is more vampire appropriate.
Yeah,
But
more vampire-y.
yeah, I agree. I
I
totally
was
agree.
also a vampire. It was dope.
Oh, that is pretty dope.
It's like,
That is pretty
pretty dope.
Pretty dope. I heard that the original plan, after they decided not to do John Cena versus Taker, was that it was going to be Finn versus Taker, and they decided to substitute Roman once Finn got hurt. Like, could you have picked a worse person to substitute for Finn, for fuck's sake? Like, who do I really love? Who do I really not love? Like, let's just draw these two out together.
I don't hate Roman Reigns.
No, I've said many times over, and as we get further and further into him being around and being the guy, it's so clearly booking problems that are bringing him down. Like, he has improved so much as a wrestler, even if his talking still isn't great.
But it's better.
I think it's his writing. I honestly think it's the writing that brings his talking down. If you just let him run, he's so much more fluid. He feels so much more real. It's much more relatable.
I'm a giant. I eat the beans.
I forgot about that bullshit promo.
That's the name of this episode is I'm a giant and I eat the beans.
Congratulations for making this far and figuring out what that title means.
Roman Reigns on becoming a Now Your Demographic title. Kevin Owens versus Goldberg.
Goldberg's gonna
win. On Monday when Raw happens, obviously. Nick was like, is Goldberg even Jewish? And I was like, Google. Goldberg is Jewish. And
he is Jewish.
Like,
I only know that because he and Colt Cabana talked about it on his podcast once.
Well,
the worst interview I've ever heard.
For Nicholas, who is
a
half Jew.
He's a Gentile.
Well, he's not a real Jew because his mom is not Jewish.
Oh, okay. He's a fake Jew.
He's a fake Jew. He was like, I really liked Goldberg growing up because he's Jewish, but then I don't think he's actually Jewish. And I was like,
no, he is.
Wikipedia says he is.
Right,
his
exactly.
mom's name is Ethel.
Definitely Jewish.
Oh, during ROH, Colt Cabana called himself the Iron Jew. And then Dolan Castle goes,
my eyes just got very wide.
He called himself the Iron Jew, and then Dolan Castle on commentary goes, who gave him that nickname?
He gave himself that nickname?
Who gave him that nickname?
I love it. I think it's great.
We've gone too long.
Okay. Do we have reviews? Do we want to...
I don't think we do have any reviews because nobody left me a new review for my birthday.
It was Stella's birthday this week. We did not talk about that at all.
Nobody left me a review.
I'm sorry.
Nope, still at same
Do we have
old...
a question or an email that we wanted to read?
Oh man, but we're drunk.
But now's the best time. They're like, not your demographic.
Sure.
I want to reach out to you. And the best, honest way for us to respond is drunk.
This is from Jaden. Hi, Erin and Stella. I hope I'm not overstepping any boundaries, but I remember after the election, you were both talking about wanting to donate money to organizations, and I was wondering if you had heard of the Clinic Vest Project. It's a Chicago organization that provides vests to clinics for their volunteers to escort patients in and out of abortion clinics.
I had not heard of this.
I really love this organization, and they were incredibly helpful when my local clinic closed, and a lot of their members sent our Save the Clinic campaign money to help us out. Because of this, I always try to plug the organization whenever I can. They're really wonderful people. Sending you both lots of solidarity from Canada, Jaden.
Awesome. I will 100% donate
once again,
to them.
it's called the Clinic Vest Project. I'll put it on our Tumblr.
Awesome.
But it's super great.
Awesome. I made my first donation from this check. That'll be my second one. I'll make sure that I do that. I'm just going to throw this in real quick, too. There have been a lot of terrible, gross anti-Semitic crimes against Jewish cemeteries. If you can donate money to them, please do. Like, that... I didn't donate to the St. Louis one because they made their goal, like, almost immediately, which is great. But the Philly cemetery that was desecrated... They said originally it was 75 to 100 gravestones. It was almost 500 in their final estimate.
Jesus.
Yeah, so if you guys can donate to the Mount Carmel, I linked to it through my Twitter. Please donate money to that kind of stuff. Like, it's really important that we show solidarity with people who are victims of hate crimes right now. And, like, this is another great example of that. Like,
I've been giving a large-ish monthly donation to ACLU.
Good. That's good.
I just made it a recurring, because sometimes, like, I forget with my paychecks, like, I should donate to, like, a charity, but so I just made a recurring one. So, like,
smart.
If I don't remember to make a donation to something like the cemetery or the Clinic Vest Project, that I, like, at least know I have some money in the game.
That's my fallback. ACLU and Planned Parenthood are my, like, I haven't found an issue to give to this week. And so, because I try to do 2 every paycheck, which is basically every week. And, like, if I can't find somebody this week who's, like, directly, like, hey, the pipeline is fucked up and we need money to give to these projects. Like, if there's not something that's, like, happening in the week, then I try and give to ACLU or Planned Parenthood.
Yeah.
Those are good, like, fallbacks.
It's smart. Ooh, depressing.
That was a depressing night. Thank you for that email, though. I really appreciate that. I will definitely give money to them, and I encourage everyone else to do it.
You can find me on the internet. I'm at Stella_Cheeks.
I'm at EarnGenC. Also, I'm just going to shout out Heels and Heels. I love that you guys can't pronounce my Twitter handle. I think it's fucking hilarious.
There is no way that they listen to this point in our podcast.
They were like, I think that they like us. That's part of it. They've recommended us several times.
Well, yeah, but like, I still don't think they listen. But if you do listen, at me. You're the only people that are allowed to at me.
Ooh,
Exclusive.
special.
But I mean, I love their podcast. I listen to it every
week. It's so
It's
fucking
insane.
good.
I
If
love
you're not
it.
listening, you should. Oh, have you listened to Summer Sluts 88
No, bitch,
yet?
I am so busy.
Oh, if you guys have time, please listen to the Summer Sluts podcast. They're two drunk Irish girls.
Yeah, you told us about it last week.
I know, and they've released 2 episodes in the time since I talked about it, and usually they only released them every like 8 or 9 weeks, and they did 2 right back to back, and both of them are hilarious, and I highly recommend it. I saw a video of them and was like, you look nothing like I pictured. What is happening?
Do you think people are like that with us?
Yes, absolutely. I bet there are people who look at photos of us and are like, oh, I am offended.
Why? Even though you posted one of the worst photos I've ever taken, and you hashtagged it not your demo pod, and I want to kill you for
Which
it.
one?
The one from Shakara.
I asked you at the time if it was okay, and you said, yeah, it's fine. I would have taken another one.
Aaron, I don't remember saying it was fine.
Ugh.
It's not fine.
And I didn't think it was a good photo of me either. I only picked it
Take
because
it
you said it was you.
It's so bad. It's a terrible photo. I don't like it. It's a terrible photo. The lighting makes us both look like we have the yellowest teeth. I look very sweaty. Both my eyes are pretty closed. You are super red in your face.
You approved this photo.
This is a terrible photo.
I know it is. That's why I was so confused that you approved it. We'll take another one. It's fine. There are no photos of us. That's part of it. Like, we've been friends a long time, and there are maybe like 8 photos of us together.
We've been friends for over 10 years.
You're right. It has been over 10 years, and we have less photos than that. We have less than 1 a year.
Well,
I think that's it. Demi's?
yeah. You just nod your head like, namaste, we're done.
Namaste.
Oh my god, it's so loud up there.
Bye, everyone.
Glorious. No, I won't give in till I'm victorious. And I will defend.
I'm gonna pause this so I can get more wine because that's upsetting.